have a bombshell world exclusive about Meghan Markle's future.
We've got the truth.
You're not going to like what I'm going to say. The report is complete and utter BS.
Is there something going on with Harry's visa situation?
That Harry could end up spending 5 years in jail. I think they're just covering their backs. Here's what I actually think. Let's talk about Harry's legal bill. They're banged to rights. They're going to have to foot the bill. It's embarrassing.
It's a public humiliation. It's the final straw.
Now, sources that are close to Netflix have told me
this is a massive story.
Hello and welcome to today's Daily Expresso, and a big thank you to the Pure Gold Company for sponsoring this episode. Now, James, there's only one story in town at the moment. It's still Harry and Meghan. They've not even set foot back in Britain yet, and the headlines they're making are crazy. Apparently, they're planning on leaving. They're not yet come back, but they're already planning on leaving. Maybe Canada, Australia next, maybe Timbuktu. But it gets worse. Harry's just been landed with a multi-million-pound legal bill. Don't know how he's going to afford to pay it because he's not getting any cash. And also, we have a world exclusive about Meghan Markle's acting future. It's huge. Where do you want to start?
Dude, The Gentleman, right, has been the story that's been dominating all this weekend, right?
Okay.
Meghan rumoured to be in talks to join Guy Ritchie's The Gentleman series. It's a big sort of British crime drama on Netflix.
Yeah.
Usually in that number one spot on the streaming list. It's really, really popular over here. Anything Guy Ritchie does is gold, basically. She would reportedly... So there's been reports going around that she's in talks to join the show. She would reportedly, according to The Sun, be playing a temptress. She would be playing a temptress. And
no
the main
research needed for that role.
Yeah, no research needed. Just play yourself. The main character, JJ, this might sound familiar, is a duke who used to serve in the army. So you see where this is all sort of lining up, right?
Yeah.
Can you imagine her in a Guy Ritchie flick? Yeah. Charlie, hand over the bag, or the gingy boy gets it.
My money!
But JJ, you've got a massive exclusive on this, right?
I have.
Because all these stories that have been going around, shall I go through what's been reported elsewhere? And then we can tear it all down.
Yes.
Right, so The Sun says that Meghan and Guy Ritchie still in talks. TV source telling them she'll draw a large audience, probably true.
Yeah.
Right? Major coup, whoever signs her. You know, anyone who hates her or likes her will be watching this thing.
Exactly.
It will be a massive boon for viewing figures. Tina Brown, says former editor of Vanity Fair, and I believe The New Yorker, she said casting of Meghan was withdrawn because there was a backlash in the UK so intense it became untenable to go forward, right? Tallies with what we reported last week on the podcast a little bit, right? That Netflix don't want to have anything to do with those two anymore.
Yes.
Because they're just too difficult, they're not industrious enough, they're lazy and their ideas suck.
Yeah.
But we've got the truth.
We have the truth, James. We have a bombshell world exclusive. It's not good journalism to tear down other journalists and to discredit their work. It's really not. But as a journalist, I can only tell you the truth. That's it. I can only tell you the truth. And all those people who watch us and listen to us who don't like Meghan Markle, I have to apologise to you because you're not going to like what I'm going to say. But I've got to tell you the truth. That's it. This story about Meghan has had her role withdrawn from season 3 is complete and utter BS. It's total tosh. There is no season 3. They haven't been commissioned for a season 3. That's not happened. What actually happened was, this is the timeline. About 2 years ago, and this is how long it takes, because the current series of The Gentleman that's about to come out is literally the first episode of the first series was 2.5 years ago. So about 2 years ago, some of Meghan's people, and I don't mean like official workers, some of her friends, her mutual friends, were friends with some of Guy Ritchie's mutual friends. They're moving in similar circles. A conversation was had with Guy Ritchie. Meghan Markle is actually looking to start acting again, and she loves your show. You think there could be something down the road for you? And Guy Ritchie says, well, yeah, I can come up with some ideas, sketch some rough ideas out, and we can talk. He came up with like 3 or 4 different rough ideas, and there's a back and forth between the groups, and eventually Meghan was like, actually the timing is completely wrong. I'd have to go to the UK to film this. This would have been about a year ago, by the way, for the filming.
And is this when she's doing With Love Meghan?
Yes.
So she's cutting the bread like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
She's teaching you how to do like bruschetta.
She's
how
super busy, dude.
Chop a tomato. Very busy schedule. Very busy schedule. She can't do gangster.
She couldn't do gangster right then. And also, there was the whole thing with security in the UK, whichever armed security. She could not be on a film set surrounded by lots of people in the middle of the countryside filming for 3 months at a time. It wouldn't have been possible.
And obviously, security-wise, right, they lock down, if you've ever been on the film set or you've been filming on a set outside, like I say, loads of people around. Yeah. And there'll be some security, but there's always people who can get through.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Or people who are going to be hanging around outside that cordoned off area.
Yes.
When you've got your permit or whatever, doesn't matter, you're still out in the open.
Yeah.
Right? People are still going to be snapping pictures.
Yeah, precisely.
They're going to know where you are.
Yeah. So for that reason, Meghan was like, the timing is not right. Harry's is suing the courts, was trying to get our security back. I can't go to the UK and film right now. That's what happened, and that was for season 2. The reports that Guy Ritchie has pulled the plug on her casting season 3 is utter BS. The way it works in TV, the first series of anything, it can do very well. The second series, there's always a drop-off. Right now, sources who are close to Guy Ritchie and close to Netflix have told me Guy Ritchie was over the moon to have Meghan interested, because he thought, if I can get the Duchess on my show, people are going to watch. As you said, people who hate Meghan Markle are going to watch it so they can say, oh, she ruined the whole series. People who love her are going to watch it. It would have drawn a much bigger audience. Now, The Gentleman, it's a very good TV show, but it's not as successful as, say, Friends was. It's not drawing millions and millions and millions of people. Here's the other thing. Netflix works its measures on 3 things. How many people are watching, how long people are watching for, and how many subscribers sign up for a show. So when Harry and Meghan did their documentary, that was a huge success for Netflix. Most watched documentary ever on Netflix. Most subscribers who joined for that show, more so than any other program in Netflix history. So they're trying to recreate that magic, and that could have happened, but for the timing. Here's the other thing, Tina Brown. I don't want to call you out, Tina Brown, but people, viewers and listeners, use your own ears and eyes. This backlash, apparently there's a huge UK backlash against Meghan's casting. Did you know Meghan was cast in season 3 that hasn't even been commissioned?
I didn't even care.
No, you didn't care. But the thing is, no one in the UK knew about this. There was no backlash.
Also, it would be quite fun to watch. Like, whether she does badly or well or whatever, it'd be a fun watch. And I can see the logic. Dude, this is a huge exclusive you've got. This is a massive story. And I think, like you say, 2 years in between these series. Why? You had the writers' strike, right, a couple of years ago. Productions have been delayed and delayed and delayed. Yeah. Anyone who's a fan of House of Dragon, for instance, wondering why it takes about 4 millennia
and
for a new...
And why it's so bad.
Yeah, and why it's so bad. And why it's taken 4 millennia for a new series to come out. Because there's writers' strikes, right? So a lot of these executives at these big production houses are wondering, how are we going to get people interested in these IPs we launched 2 years ago and they've been massively delayed and they've forgotten about because new stuff has come out.
Yeah.
And they're gooning and they're on TikTok. Right? They've lost their mind. Like, how are we going to get them interested in the show again? Stuff like this is gold. Yeah. Right? A big PR coup like this, like, guys, Meghan's going to be in the second series of the show you forgot about, which is really good, by the way. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I'm watching that again. Exactly. Right, I was something like, oh, wow, Gentleman. I forgot the Gentleman. I didn't realize Gentleman had season 2.
There you go.
So again, I think part of this is probably actually, maybe this briefing that's been going out to the press is actually just a bit of obfuscation as part of a dark PR tactic to drum up a bit of attention for season 2. Because I didn't realise it had come out until like yesterday.
Do you know what happened to The Gentleman? It had season 1. It was very, very good. And then about a year ago, a new, very similar show came out called Mob Ties, one with
Mobland with Tom
Hardy, Pierce Brosnan.
Hello, mate.
Yeah. And that people are all over it, and they're already making the second series of that. So The Gentleman kind of got forgotten about, and you're exactly right. Is it a coincidence that this story about Meghan having her role pulled from her has come out at the same time that they're about to launch season 2? Because season 2 of The Gentleman starts September 3rd on Netflix. Now everyone's talking about it, and everyone's reminded, actually, there's that TV show. It's out next week. Perfect timing. Guy Ritchie, you've played a blinder. You and your executive producers have done very, very well.
Very well.
Very well indeed.
Better than ours.
So here's a fact for you. Every bit of gold ever mined, all of it throughout history, would fit into a cube about the size of 4 tennis courts. People have treasured it for 5,000 years, and there's a reason it still turns heads. And owning some yourself? Well, it's easier than you'd think. The Pure Gold Company, voted the UK's best gold broker and recently ranked 55th in the Sunday Times' fastest growing private companies, specialises in physical gold from the raw mint. At the Pure Gold Company, you get one-to-one expert guidance from a real human at your pace, whether it's your first coin or your 50th. Then it's delivered discreetly to your door or stored in a secure professional vault. It's your choice. You can download their comprehensive guide to buying gold by visiting their website. See the link in the description. Oh, and by the way, tell them JJ sent you. So this is, I think this is all PR and fluff. I would love to be able to say to our viewers and listeners, Meghan's toxic and her credibility is shot. But actually, that's not the case. There is no season 3. Netflix have not given them a season 3 yet. So I'm afraid the story just doesn't stand up.
No, it doesn't. And I mean, like you said earlier, love her or hate her, she will bring in views.
She'll bring in views.
You know, with Love Meghan, there was loads of views on that. It was quite high up in the charts.
Yeah.
People will keep their subscriptions rolling over rather than cancelling.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing else on Netflix, let's be honest. Yeah. So, do you want to watch Shawshank Redemption for the 15th time? No, I'm okay, actually.
You know what I hate the most about Netflix?
Go on.
Since you asked me, is when, when I'm looking for a film and I start typing it in, and then Netflix suggests what the title is, and I'm like, yes, and I click it, and it says this title does not
Set
exist.
an alert for when it comes back in 14 years.
Oh, good
or
grief.
or it's a Disney IP which you know is now never coming back.
Yeah.
It's it's ridiculous. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this unfolds. I wouldn't be surprised if she does get a role, JJ. I mean, well, if they start filming in time before this was our next story, before she plans to leave the country.
Well, look, before we get to that, if you are enjoying this episode, and I know you are, make sure you like, subscribe, smash the hype button, and share it with your friends and family. Tell them how great we are. Now, James. H, and Meghan are not yet here. The kids are enrolled in school here, but they're already planning to leave here.
Right. So what's going on there then?
So apparently they're just really fluid, man. They're like travellers.
Yeah.
You like travellers. That's what you said last week. You were like, yeah, man. Who wish I could be a nomad?
There's a bit of trouble with the camper van in the end. It's been delayed.
Well, much like you, Meghan and Harry are going to be jumping in a camper van and going wherever they want to go. They're going to maybe go to Australia, maybe go to Canada. Basically, sources from their camp are saying they may not be here for more than 6 months before they decide to go somewhere else. What do you think?
What is this all about? What's this drama all about, right? Why are they coming over here saying they're going to set their kids up in a school?
You sound like you're talking about migrants.
Yeah.
Why coming over here, taking our school places.
Harry and Meghan came over in a small boat. I've got an exclusive for you. There's a picture of them on a mega dinghy. But yeah, look, they're planning to go to Australia or Canada, they say, within maybe a year of being here. Question is why? So why set your kid up in a school? Right,
Yeah.
it's probably a very good school.
Yeah.
Get them, they're knowing all the other kids and making friends, and then take them out of that system and plonk them in Canada or Australia. Their campus briefing.
Yeah.
My big question, JJ, not to go all tinfoil hat here. I will go tinfoil hat. Not to go all tinfoil hat here. Why is Harry and Meghan? Why not go back to the US? They've got this massive mansion in the nicest neighborhood in California, right, surrounded by the great and the good of Hollywood.
Yeah.
Right? All these contacts they're going to need for business. Why are they not going back there? Why are they going to Canada? Why are they going to Australia where nothing much happens of anything? No offence to our Canadian Australian listeners. But,
We actually have a lot of Canadian and Australian listeners.
yeah, well, they've just gone. But look, there's been some speculation going around, and I don't know how much weight to give it, to be honest. Is there something going on with Harry's visa situation? There's that whole active case over there where they're trying to get the files of what he did and didn't tell officials.
Yeah.
Was he truthful with them or not about his previous drug use?
Well, there is that, and that I read that Harry could end up spending 5 years in jail. It's never going to happen, but he could end up spending 5 years in jail if they prove that he lied on his visa
I
application.
highly doubt that.
Here's what I actually think is the reason behind this is I think they're just covering their backs because they've come back, they're testing the waters. If every event they go to publicly has people outside booing Meghan, then maybe in 6 months' time, and we'll see how the press treat her as well. We'll see what articles come out from the press about her. As it stands currently, if they're already putting out misinformation about her being cast and then uncast in films, I don't think it's going to go too well for her back here. So maybe in 6 months' time they'll assess the situation and they'll say, you know what, actually, this ain't great for your mental health. Let's move country. And then they can say, when the press then say, oh, they've run away, tail between their legs, the British public rejected them, they can say, no, we were planning to leave the whole time. We said we're only going to come for 6 months, see how it goes, and then we're going to go to Canada next. Canada would be a good move for them, I think. And that's where they actually went initially. When Megxit first happened, they first went to Canada, but they couldn't get enough privacy.
Well, supposedly. I mean, look, maybe they're using this as a ploy to do a Harry and Meghan 2, right? Come back to the UK, get a bit of bad press, clip up this podcast, give it to Netflix, do a Winge Tour round 2, take it to Australia and Canada, really cover the former Commonwealth, cover the former Empire. Good man.
Well, look, Australia weren't too keen when they went there for their little mini Raw tour. Australia were not too keen on having them there. The retreat, one retreat that she had been signed up for, that she was, they were selling tickets for like $5,000 a pop or something. It didn't even sell out. So I don't think Australia's the right move for them either. I think Canada, those soft Canadians, those liberals, those flavourless Americans, I call them.
Our Canadian listeners have just
Canadian listeners are
vacated.
they are unsubscribing as we speak.
In their droves.
What's
No,
the
we love Canada.
We love Canada.
Poutine.
Oh, Canada.
Ice hockey.
Yep. Trudeau? Do we love Trudeau? No, we don't like Trudeau. He's a liberal.
Justin Bieber.
Bieber.
Justin
Love
Bieber.
the Beebs. Love
Yeah.
the Beebs. Have you said maple syrup? Have you said that one already?
No, maple syrup.
Love
Yeah,
maple
good
syrup.
one. Yeah, great country.
Yeah.
Great country.
And
Still got the
moose.
king on the currency.
Yep.
Knows which side it's spread button.
Mounties.
Not like those Americans over the border. Ungrateful sods. We got one in the studio actually, but I didn't want to. That gives you the shivers, doesn't it?
He does.
We're going to be bought by private equity.
The American who's in the studio, by the way, sat in the corner with his cowboy hat on, 2 guns either side,
Ready to fire.
ready to fire, looking at the oil markets. Well, let's talk about Harry's legal bill because, as I said at the top of the show, the dude doesn't make any dough.
No.
I'm sure he's got some of his millions invested in places that's giving him some kind of passive income, but not enough to cover their very expensive lifestyle. But talk to us about this legal bill first.
So, judge last week in the case against Daily Mail, right? We know this already. A lot of our viewers will be familiar. Harry loses his case against the Mail, this alleged sort of phone hacking, privacy breach stuff, right? Loses enormously. Judge ruled last week on the initial payout for the 7 claimants against the Mail. The total amount owed is £9.5 million. That puts Harry in the hole. Got a calculator out this morning, right? This puts Harry in the hole for around £1.3 million.
Fast math.
Now, look, the royal family isn't short on cash. He probably has that lying around.
Yeah.
But since they've left the royal family, that money is not going to be coming in as much, right? All the sort of taxpayer cash they were going to be getting, that's dried up. Their business ventures, like we've talked about, I mean, they've done well for themselves, right? 100 million from Netflix, reportedly. I'm sure that's still knocking around, but £1.3 million legal bill, and that's just the start.
Yeah.
Right? You got a bit more on this, haven't you? The judge has ruled. Did you say something rare about this case, right?
Yeah, the judge ruled in this case that the claimant should have to pay far in excess of the costs that had been agreed before the trial because their claims were unreasonable to a high degree. Now, I'm just going to paraphrase. It's essentially the judge saying, you lied and you've wasted the court's time.
Yep.
And you have dragged the Daily Mail's name into disrepute, and you should have to pay a lot of money for that.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. And all that time they've taken up. I mean, it's well known as a sort of trick used in the UK, and some of our viewers might not be familiar, where if a claimant wants to bring down a newspaper they don't particularly like, they'll drag them through the courts.
Yeah.
Because you're bleeding money.
Yeah.
You know, unless you've got loads of cash in reserve to pay lawyers, you're just bleeding cash.
Yeah.
You're then having to take out loans, whatever it might be, especially smaller publications. And it seems to be there's probably a bit of that going on here, right? They've just tried to bleed these guys dry by dragging the Mail through court, all these huge legal fees. And the judge, like you say, has rightly turned around and gone, you guys are truly clearly trying to put a fast one. Your case was thin at best.
Yep.
BS, at worst.
Yeah.
And think about all these poor journalists as well, right? Our colleagues at other papers who were dragged through the mud, who were libelled in court, whose reputation was besmirched on this thin nonsense case. Who were accused of phone hacking when they did this little thing called having contacts, being a reporter. Which was the sort of thing you do. You do get inside information as a reporter because you should have contacts inside all these sort of areas. So I think it's disgusting, to be honest. And I'm very happy to see actually the legal system in the UK actually rule in favour of papers for once.
For a change. So it could be that the group of them, which is Elton John and his husband David Furnish, Sir Simon Hughes, Liz Hurley and co, and Harry, it could be up to £34.5 million now that they've got to now pay. Up to 34 million quid, because that's what the paper was saying it cost them.
Wow.
So once you take away, because the group of them did have some insurance. I never knew this was a thing. You go to court and take out insurance if you lose. So the insurance would pay out 16.2 million, which would leave 18 million left for Harry and co to have to pay. Now, I'm assuming these claimants are going to appeal it. They've got until October 2nd to launch an appeal, but it would seem silly in the circumstances that they're banged to rights. They're going to have to foot the bill. But listen, Uncle Elton, 18 million, that's pocket change. You'll find that down the back of his sofa.
Yeah. Well, this is it. I mean, I don't think this is going to make any of them bankrupt.
No.
But it's very embarrassing.
It's embarrassing.
It's a
for
public
sure.
humiliation. Harry's going to be. He's not going to come back from this one. I think it's the final straw. He's had this vendetta his whole life, and he's lost.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's utterly embarrassing. Meghan's going to have to get that flour sprinkle factory working overdrive. Right? The child labour force. I'm kidding. Get them on 24-hour contracts.
Well, this is why she's got to go back to acting.
Yeah.
She has to go back to acting to try and bring some cash in. Because as we keep seeing the same figure, they're spending around £5 million a year on security, on transport, yada, yada, yada. Well, they're not bringing in £5 million a year at the moment.
No. Well, it's interesting you bring up security. JJ, there's been a lot of stuff recently, isn't there, around about who's going to be paying for their security. And it seems like today, what we said last week is gradually drip, drab coming out.
Remind me what we said last week.
We said last week that there is no way in hell that the Royal Family found out about this at last minute and all these security issues have suddenly vanished.
Yeah.
Right? And that the Duke and Duchess are supposedly paying for themselves. No. Right? That's not. Something's been going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Well, it's all being reviewed now. Right? It's all being reviewed. Ravec are going back to look at their decision on whether or not taxpayers should foot the bill for their security. There's been a lot of briefing in the press of they should get this medium level of security.
Yeah.
Just like a halfway house. No, it's not a halfway house. I shouldn't be paying for these guys. They're not doing anything. They're not doing anything for the public purse, are they? They're not doing ribbon cuttings and sort of petting people at care homes or they're not doing all that sort of stuff that the royals are supposed to do. And they want taxpayer funded security. I think it's absolutely outrageous, JJ. What do you think?
I don't. Yeah, unless Harry becomes a fully fledged royal again, I don't think they should be getting the protection. And as we know, the protection isn't even for Harry. Harry's quite happy to walk around the streets by himself with his non-armed security team. The protection is for his wife and their kids.
Yeah.
Now the kids, fair dues, the kids didn't choose to be born into the royal family. No. They got no say in it. But Meghan Markle has stepped away from the royal family. If she wants protection, she's gonna have to pay for it. It ain't going to be armed in this country. No. Sorry. That's just my 2 cents on it.
Completely agree with you.
Right, Jimmy. I think we should call it a day there, mate.
You had enough.
Yeah. I was trying to do like a gentleman style outro. Jimmy. I think we should call it a day there, mate.
All right, let's call it a day, mate.
Yeah.
We're done.
Make sure you drop off the Reddies by breakfast. All right. Here comes the seducer.
Guy Ritchie's going to be calling us in a bit.
Call us cease and desist.
Hello,
Stop
JJ.
talking about my show.
Carter Ruck.
Right, Jimmy, thank you. And thank you for watching and listening. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the hype button. Bye-bye for now. Right, a quick pause in the podcast to tell you about our sponsor, Incogni. You had those phone calls from numbers you don't recognize, or you go in your inbox and there's emails for stuff you did not sign up for. Well, that's because someone somewhere is selling your private information. That's where today's sponsor comes in, Incogni. They will contact these people who have been taking your information and they'll say, oi, stop, delete it. Go to the website, incogni.com, you type in the details, 2 minutes later, Incogni are sorting it out for you automatically. And because I love you, I've got you a discount. It ain't 10%, it ain't 20, 60% off. 60% off an annual Incogni plan. Just go to incogni.com/Daily Expresso or click the link in the episode description box below.